If I'm thinking of something made of fabric, then I'm looking for like 100% organic cotton, linen, silk, wool, something that can decompose at the end of its life cycle, not necessarily like a plastic that's going to break down to a tinier plastic, but then it's never going to like be anything but a plastic again. But if we're thinking about other materials like an organic cotton that will break down and go into the soil, that becomes plants. I'm not a science teacher. If you're a science teacher, maybe let's have you on and you can do some explaining in better terms than what I can. Okay, so that brings me to another question in thinking about materials and fabrics and those things, which is thrifting, vintage, shopping pre owned items, thinking specifically about clothes. Is that okay? In my brain, sure. I'm making up the rules here. I say sure. But that also it is kind of the piece of it of just intentionality and like, is this something that is truly a need here? And if it is something that's truly necessary, then again, I'm going back to being thoughtful about the materials and what the fabric is made from, what the tag situation is. I also want to just recognize here that I ultimately know that the most sustainable option specifically for clothing is one that doesn't end up in a landfill at all. And so, yes, if there's something that's a plastic derivative is a polyester, then buying that at a thrift store is actually the most sustainable option. Although for the lens of the things that I'm looking for and just trying to figure out like what is available here, I'm going to prioritize those things like the 100% cotton, the organic silk, the organic linen, those kinds of things, mostly because I'm a pie in the sky kind of rosy idealist that thinks that if we just in general, even when we're only buying reused, repurposed items, if we're just only buying items that are, originally made with these types of materials, then maybe we'll just like quietly demand that those types of materials get used at the forefront to begin with, and just we can do away with making things that are polyester, period. Although if it already exists and there's a way to go about manufacturing it in a way that is also truly environmentally friendly and not just like greenwashed on the back end, I'm all for it. Again, put a pin in that. That's a conversation for later. Let me know if you want to have a deep dive and talk more about that. Okay, so in talking about purchasing things, by far the biggest question that I get asked most often is around Amazon or any other kind of like online shopping with same day or quick turnaround delivery. And the short answer is I just don't. I haven't in a while. It is something that I very much understand the convenience of it.